So do we sell the Bitcoin hype? I think it's a little bit overextended from a technical analysis. I mean, you don't want to short Bitcoin right now, but you want to accumulate more or less early in the halving cycle, or when the RSI is more sold off. When everyone's talking about it and everyone's involved in it, that's usually when whales liquidate. Whether or not you believe in it long term is kind of irrelevant. I love it. I believe in it long term. But you're buying at 10,000, you're buying at 17,000, then you're buying at 30,000. You're selling at 70 a couple years ago, and now it's 100. I took a little bit of profit. Okay, I took a couple $1,000s off the table, and if it keeps going up, good. But if it loses 50% of its value, I don't want to sit here and be like, man, I could have added more later. Now, the opportunity cost is why I sold it. If you're going to hold it for 5 years or more, which I also plan on doing, I don't really ever advise selling it. It's like a savings account. It's really because you pay 0.5% to get in or out anyways. I mean, a long-term investment, Bitcoin's awesome, right? Short-term speaking, so like 6 months or less, I think it runs up to 102,000. I sold some at 99,000 just because of the psychological level and because it's on all technical aspects, it's overbought big time. I have been wrong before. It's not like saying like panic sell Bitcoin. I'm still holding like 85% of my original purchase amount. But at some point you do eventually have to take some money off the table, and I just feel like in the short term, that couple thousand taken off the table now is going to benefit me a little bit more. The risk to reward feels like selling a little bit of it is actually better. Because I still have a substantial position now that it's, gone up so much since I bought it. It's a large position in my portfolio. So if it does crash, I'm going to lose a lot of money. So at this point, it's more or less like rebalancing than it is really not believing in it. But I've been watching Bitcoin for, a decade now, almost half a decade at least, trading it, at least since 2018. But now that it's where it's at, I said the same thing when it hit 70,000, I should have sold more of it. And then I had to wait 3 years, almost 4 years basically, for it to recoup. So I'm just trying to have a realistic pull on the environment. Like, it can't just keep going forever short term. I think the election push and all that's in. Same thing with the markets, man. It's definitely more risky to add a position than it would be to let go of one right now. And patience always triumphs in the market, man. Whenever you get greedy, whenever you let those human desires just take over your brain, like, why didn't I spend 200 grand on it instead of 20 grand? Like, that's when you get flooded and you'll blow yourself up, man. It's just not worth it. You have to just take your wins when you can. So me pulling that off the table isn't that I don't believe in Bitcoin. It's just that in the short term, it's done so much. And, how much more can I ask out of it, basically?